Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 13th of March 1986. Now this video is going to consist of three parts. The first part is going to be an update of where we are with the economy. Also, I just want to brief you on some changes that I've made off camera. The second part, I'd like to get a population into Stilton here. I've renamed it Stilton simply because when I'm talking in the comments, I often refer to Steel Town. So I thought if I can call it Stilton, it will make sense where if any of you post a comment and wonder where this strange town of Stilton it actually is. And the reason I want to get at least some population into here is simply down to the fact of the risk of fire. So we're going to get some population into here. And then the last part of, or the bulk of the video, will be about doing some planning in this area here, because I really do want to plan this area out. Now, but before that, as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me so much to think about. And one thing I would like to say is I really appreciate your feedback on the new update. I think your feedback makes me think about how am I going to approach when that policing and justice update drops. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be quite a challenge to be able to get that up and working, and especially integrating it into an existing let's play like this. And of course, one of the advantages of that is because we have a pile of money and a strong economy, what we might be able to do is look at some of the more advanced features when it drops into the beta branch. Now, another comment I got that's specific to this video was about me building my coal mines, and I know I've built a lot of coal mines, but they are all for a reason. And the reason I really wanted the two coal mines here, although technically we're probably only ever going to build one, and we've got three ore processing plants here. And what I've done is I've pushed this through because over here I want two steel mills. Now, to supply two steel mills, I'm going to need 750 tons of coal per day and 400 tons of iron. Just to show you that. So to be able to do this, you can see that one steel mill needs 375 tons of coal and 200 tons of iron. So doubling that up makes it 750 and 400. Also, I put in a coal-fired power plant here, which will need 24 tons of coal a day. And then, of course, we've got a heating plant here, which needs 8.4 tons of coal. And there's a very real possibility that going forward, we may even have to add a second heating plant, probably about here or up around there somewhere, because this could become a pretty big town when by the time we've actually got everything going. Although Coalville's going to supply the workers to this area here. So that means we're going to need a vast amount of coal. And I didn't want to really be dependent on bringing coal in from Coalville, although what we'll be doing to begin with is Coalville will be supplying the coal to get our first steel mill operating here. So although I've planned all this infrastructure, this isn't the priority build, is probably the best way to say it. The priority build is going to be more over here, getting the steel mill up and running. And as somebody pointed out, we need to get our iron mines built. And what we're going to be doing is running a track down here. And I was thinking about how we were going to get the coal into the steel mills. And my first thoughts was a pretty long conveyor belt system. But I thought, no, I can turn this to my advantage. So I put a train loading bay here. So what we'll be able to do is export the surplus out across the map. And up, if I show you right at the top here, we've got an export point here that's got a rail connection. So what we might be able to do is if we do get any surplus coal, we can start to export it outwards. So that is the current situation. And just to kind of give you a bit more of an update of how things are working here, what I've done is we've got these three coal ore processing plants, although technically we only really need two of these because each one of these drives 400 tons of coal per day. And what I've done is I've put in two large aggregate stores here. The pattern is very similar to what I did over with my gravel supply. Then and just to make life a little bit simple, I actually put this bridge in across here so that I could spur off to the aggregate loading bay there. And then I kind of ran this conveyor belt system to a large aggregate store here. I had a bit of fun getting this connected, because when I put the gas station in fact I thought I was going to have to delete the gas station so that I could get this connection here to run the heating plant. And then what I've done is I put this coal power station running off of this, and because this is running up a separate spur and it's got a large storage area here, this will make this area fairly resilient to any disturbance or overconsumption going off in that direction. So that is one of the biggest change I've made off camera. Now, what I've also done is I've been trying to get my construction trains to be working out here, and I've put a crossover here. And what I'd like to do is get these guys kind of working harder. Now, a little while ago, somebody actually suggested that I replace this thing, and it's actually in the depot at the moment, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to sell him and get the money back. And then we're going to buy oops, didn't want that. And we're going to buy another one of these for 1.8 million. I've got a feeling, yeah, we've probably got a steel problem because we are consuming really large quantities of steel at the moment. But the idea is to have 3 of these laying the tracks. In fact, they're probably all in here now, which is quite advantageous. Yeah, they're all in here now, waiting for steel deliveries, because it's probably, yeah, well, I mean, we are getting a little bit of steel. What I want to do is build out to sorry, I get losing me. I want to build out to this crossover here, because that means that I can get a 4th construction train to build all this section here. I kind of thought about putting a crossover here, because we're going to have quite a lot of track in this area. And then what I would like to do is push out about here. We got a backward loop here to be able to build that bit there and this bit here. And then eventually what we're going to do is possibly put a crossover here, so that all this area can be built up with the track laying without any problems. Thank you, game. The other thing I've also done is, I think if you watch the previous video, I put a large construction office in about here, but to connect the 18 megawatt power line into here, I've actually moved the construction office up to here. And once this is finished, what we're going to do is move all this construction office down to here, and probably update some of the vehicles as well. So that's good there. And of course we got our new warehouse here, which is being built as well, and we need to put this spur in. So we got a lot of stuff going on around this side. Generally in here around Knife Edge, everything is pretty quiet, because effectively this is now finished, although we do need to polish it a little bit. Food feels okay, just to show the loyalty. The loyalty is creeping up, but it's still not as good as I was. And you can see we've also got the fountain working now. We've got this connection through here. In fact, we've got a fire, but we're not going to worry about that. I think what I will do is we'll just, why have you got, okay, we're going to take out that section there, and I'd like to put in a footpath there. That should get this picked up by the Knife Edge road crew. I don't think these guys are doing that much at the moment, because they're a little bit far away from the action, is probably the polite way. In fact, what I'm going to do is, again, we've got a little bit of a problem here. Just take you out. Let's build in these 2 footpaths here. I think while I'm looking at this, I want to just talk a bit, and apologies that I'll be talking about the new update, because somebody posted a very interesting comment about the fact that once the new update comes out, it's managing the population expectation is going to be a little bit more challenging. And I think what's going to happen is that once you go in to keep the unemployment under control and the general population, I think rather than building ideal towns, I think when the next update comes out, what we're going to have to do is have what you could call rich areas or party elite areas and the poor areas. So like here, where there's a possibility that there's pollution, we may have to have the poor in here who are probably going to be a little bit sicker than normal. See, these are 59%, so you can probably guarantee that there's some pollution in this area creeping in. Yeah, you can see the pollution's still creeping onto this buildings. I think going forward, this might have to be the way we build our cities, rather than building these perfectly ideal cities where everybody's got everything. There's going to have to be parts of the town which will have hardship, and what that will do is kind of reduce the population growth. Out here, things are going along reasonably okay. I'm just quite happy to let this place trundle forward. I mean, generally health and everything here is pretty good. Unemployment wise, it's not too bad actually, because I think we still got I think this area is quite settled down, so it's looking pretty good, and we can just leave this to its own devices. I mean, we are getting a slow but steady supply of fuel into here. Wow, so that's maybe not quite so steady as well. Mind you, we've only just come out of winter. I think the key areas here still got fuel. Yeah, we got 332 fuel. I think we'll be okay. So I think the next thing I want to do is we're going to unemployed. Where's the over 21s? We got a few over 21s here, which I wouldn't mind pulling out. So we're going to probably pull, say, about 150 out of here. Of course, the big one is going to be down here, because this is where we've got lots and lots of workers as well. What I'm looking to do is pull in possibly several hundred. And what we're going to do is populate these blocks here. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Cut the overlay off. I couldn't get to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What I did off camera is I brought all the necessary vehicles out here. Actually, I've got a feeling that this needs a footpath. Where? There's a... Okay, you need that there. We'll just get that. I'm not sure if we come in here. What is it? Colville Road Crew. I want you working on that, and that. Although, pretty sure Colville main construction will be needed for that one there. I mean, we got the food in, and I'll be completely honest, if we take population losses from here, that would be okay. You can see I've already reduced the population here, and what I want is the fire crew here. The one thing we do need, which I haven't got, I can't remember, did I put a bus in here? No, we need a bus, and we need to supply. In fact, we need probably to begin with, a couple of mini buses should survive. No, actually, a couple of small buses we need to get in here. We need to get the workforce in. I think if we get a couple of these and get back over here and just set the route up. Where's the bus stop? Here, isn't it? You're going to go to there for you. Hilton heating. Add that. New. Press escape. And we'll set up the line spacing. And as far as I know, the heating plants should be connected, but we'll soon find out. If they're not, well, we'll have to do some emergency building. And hopefully we'll get some workers coming into here. And what I'm going to do now is we've got a core population in here. So I'm now going to allow people to move into here. And of course what that will do, it will fill up immediately like that. Oh no. Okay, allow into there. Into there. Now I can't really put people into this one because I made a bit of a mistake here. But this is actually outside the range of the kindergarten. If I show you here, I'm hoping that might put. But what we can do is put a nut. In fact, I think what we will do is we'll put Colville main construction on that as well, and we'll build another population out here. So I can't switch this on. I don't want anyone moving into here. We're going to have to manage it manually. Naughty's there. Let's just make sure. Yeah, so I think we'll be okay. So we've now got this area here. I'm just going to slow the game down a bit. And we're now in a position. Do we have steel in here? Yeah, I think our guys are out now. Playing track. I think that was just a bit of an anomaly. Let me just check, because I have had occasions where the train here doesn't seem to be delivering that well. Okay, so we've now got that running. Now we're going to move into the design phase, and I am going to just pause the game, but simply because I just get nervous having the game running there. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to have the steel mills over here, and what I want to put in first is the aggregate unloading over here. Looking for an aggregate unloading bay here, and I want to put enough space here. You about there. Now what I'm going to need to do now is we've got a branch there. I haven't tried this, so maybe we've still got access to the what we call it. Actually no, I don't like that. I think I want this to go a little bit more kind of in that direction. We kind of run in that direction a bit more, like that. Of course, we're going to need a crossover here. How long a train will I run? I think I want to make it leave enough space here so that we can run reasonably long trains. I want to run in this direction because I don't want to run across the center here. In fact, let's just run this train in. I don't want to get too close to the edge. I'm gonna run you. We do the primary track first, and then I want to get a long straight section here for a reason which I'll explain in a little while. And then we're going to curve you into there like that. We got that area there. Now We've got this section here, and I want to make sure I've got enough room for. I think I've got to start measuring this properly now. For this area, I want about 200 meters between. So we're kind of looking about here. You back like that. And you're run double back on yourself like that, and then run up into that area there like that. It's gonna, I know it looks a bit odd, but I just don't, I want to leave as much of this area here as open as possible. Now we need to put this line in so that we can deliver the coal from Coalville to begin with, and also we need to get the trains into this area. We've now got this kind of line round here running here. Now comes the fun bit, because we've got our 2 iron mines here. Now these are both pretty high yield as well, though I can't remember how high here they are. So there's a possibility that we're only going to need the 1 iron mine out here either as well. But again, I just want to keep my options open, and I can get okay. We're gonna have to go for the green now. Let me just aim for. We're gonna have to put that there. Where's the road connection? Can I get that the other way? Will the I mean, will the fine do that? No, it's going to be on the wrong side, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to have to stick here. I'm going to put a track there. I think we can continue down there, so I've got the roads. I'm not going to plan the conveyors out here because, well, what we could do is see if we could get in an aggregate store for loading. Storage. Now we're going to need a construction office out here. I think what I'll probably do is, once I've finished planning a lot of this, we've got our small construction office there. We're going to need to work out this far, so I think what we'll do is we'll come here, small construction office, put you on the road junction here. And we don't need anything special because it's not going to last very long. And I think what we're going to do is get the helicopter guys out to build this. They can come out and build this, and then we can send out some dumpers so we can do the leveling in this area. Now comes the fun bit. We're going to turn on this. Oh great, how am I going to get over? We may be needing to do some rework here. The gradient isn't too bad. If I can kind of get over here. I'd like to do this without actually having to do any leveling. Again, we'll have to put in a crossover there. And I think if we do 1 now, going forward, I'm going to run you. Wow. I didn't expect that. I'll take it. And we're going to run train all the way through there. Now the next thing I need to consider is that we're going to get coal coming in from one side, iron coming in from the other side. Now what I want to do, which is the reason why I've kind of put this straight bit here and the straight bit here, I think we're going to do it this side first. because I've got an idea of what I'd like to do. Is we've got, let me just see, this is the through track, but what I want to do is only allow the trains that probably the easiest way to explain this is if I put a link, I want to get far enough away, because what I want is the iron ore delivery trains to come in on the right hand side. So what I'm gonna, so if I come out here, run through to about there, actually a bit further out, get you there, and then you come here, and then we're going to run you down there. So what we're going to have is the option for 3 trains to come into here and queue up. We're probably not going to use 3 trains, probably going to use 2, but if I plan for 3, then we'll have contingency. And then what can happen is that, because this will be an outline here, the trains can come into here and come into here, and then they will queue here. And the idea of this line is to allow me to send the trains through to actually set the route up. And then what we're going to get is exactly the same on this side, but going the opposite way round. So what we're going to do is put you about there, so that the coal trains can come in on this side. Thank you, game. And then gonna pick up you there. You're gonna run around to out there. We'll make the sidings kind of a lot bigger than they probably really need to be, but we got the space, so we might as well just be, we can afford to be extravagant is probably the polite way of saying it. And I think it'll also make it look a little bit more spectacular as well. So what that will do is give us the option for 3 coal trains to come into here. And that now gives us this rail track here. Yeah, because that also gives us the option that we could run a train through here to pick up. No, we can't do that because that'd be just the raw ore, won't it? Which won't be any good for, we need to bring iron in. Right, I need to think a little bit about the iron ore processing now, because what I would like to have is eventually, turn that off, is an option to ship the iron down to here to be able to keep this steel mill going. So that's something else we need to consider. Something I hadn't even thought about, just literally quite thought about it. So the next thing we're going to need to do is put in some storage here. Just make sure I've got the road on the right side. We've got the road coming out here. I'm going to put that in planning mode. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept... No, we're going to leave the track the way it is for the moment. So we got that there, that running around there. We got another line in here, and what I've also done is put a electrical connector in here with 2 medium power lines hooked to it, so that we got plenty of power into here. So the next thing we're going to need is storage for the 2 different types of ore. If we come in here, we got large aggregate store. I mean, this is going to give us the capacity to store, I mean, that's 1900 tons of gravel. Is that, I mean, that's going to be enough, isn't it? Because, I mean, technically, if these are filling up, then there's something wrong, because the alternative is, if I come into here, and I think it's storage, it's not those are the underground conveyors. And we got storage for 8,000, but that's, I mean, and we could put something like that there, I could take a conveyor out. The trouble is, if I do that, ideally what I'd like is something we could put a large aggregate store for coal, I suppose, because we're going to need, but the coal will be coming in as refined, won't it? So no, I think we're going to be okay with just the large ones. I think in some ways they're just going to look a bit neater. Can we flip that? The road is that side. No, don't want that. We'll flip it that way. So we'll put a large aggregate store that way. This will be for iron ore, and we'll put you that way, and we'll put you for coal. And what I need is a conveyor connection. Yeah, just take that off, put that in there, and accept you. So that now gives us the ability to store the iron ore and the coal. Now comes the next fun bit. Now the coal is already processed because it's processed over here. So we don't need to do that. But what we do need to do is do something with the iron ore, which is coming in, and I can't remember offhand. We need 200 tons, which means we need 400 tons of iron ore here, plus the fact we're going to need to send iron ore to here. How much do you consume? You consume 96. So what we're looking at is a capacity of about 500 tons of iron coming out of here, which is pretty big actually. Let me just double check that, make sure. Yep. We need capacity to process 500 tons of ore. What's it? Iron ore processing plant. This is going to give me 105. Now I've got this processing plant here, which gives me 175, which is 200. That would give me 300, and I need 400 for the steel mill. So we really need 2 of these. Wow, these are big. We're going to need 2 of these. We're going to need at least 2 of these. If we put in 1, that's 175. That would give me 350. And then what? I think maybe we could put 350. That would give me. That's not really big enough, is it? I think we'll. Okay. I think we're just going to put the 3 in. I know some of you are saying, "Oh, you're going way over the top," but my kind of general feeling at the moment is that I'd rather go over the top. I just realised this one's squeezing those conveyors, so what we're probably going to need to do is actually we've got an out conveyor along the front, haven't we? So we can actually squeeze them up a little bit. It's a bit odd that one coming from the front. Let me just check that actually works. Yeah, it does. Okay, we can squeeze these up a little bit, which in some ways is good. So we can squeeze, because we bring these together. What we can do then is use them. So we're just going to get rid of you, and then so we will need a road around the back to be able to. There, we're going to need a road around the back to be able to deal with supply fire connections too. So we're going to have 3 of you across like that, and then conveyor wise, not conveyor. We're gonna need it's a bit icky, isn't it? Let's see if we can. Yeah, where's the input direction? We need you connected to there with a footpath. Bring you back that way a little bit, and maybe just push you back like that. I mean, I could bring this back even these back even further, couldn't I? And maybe I will. So we're just gonna squish these back a little bit. Actually, yeah, we're just gonna move these guys back a little bit. So we're gonna. I think what we'll do is I want a conveyor connection between. Actually, we can run off of here, can't we? Yeah, I think that will work. So, I'm gonna put you in. I'll push you back a little bit distance here. Squish you up. Say about there. A little bit of extra space, so we don't have to. You can come there, and you can come there. And we're just mod in conveyor here. Where's the input again? That right way round. So we can have you. Actually, nope. I'll put you just about there. That will feed in to these two. Just make sure that we can get a footpath connection out through there. Yep. And I think what I'd like is the game's running. And I think what I'd like is to get some height here, just in case we need it. So just put an ordinary one in like that. Give a little bit of a good gap so we can. What that will do is guarantee that I can get a footpath through here. Yep, we can kind of bring the footpath through to about there. And I think we can afford to do that, so we'll just accept that. So what I've got now is a whole series of so I've got 3 iron ore processing plants which we now need to take out into a large storage over here. Now this is where it could get a little bit messy, because this comes that way. I suppose I could put it that way, and we put it opposite this guy here, like that. Far in have I come? Oh, we got quite a lot of space still. Now I want to keep some space here for the what we call it, for the train construction area. And what we need to do now, I think if I come to here, zoom in here, I think if I put you here, that would give me 2 output conveyors to this area. It'll keep it tidy. I must admit, generally in the past I haven't really used these, but I'm starting to get a bit more inclined to use them, because it actually makes everything look a little bit more tidier. That now gives me that connection there. More importantly, it means I get a nice tidy road connection through here. And we're going to just trim this road back and bring you down here. Of course, what we'll actually take you out is what we're going to need in the center here is a bus depot. Just drop you kind of about there. You can hook to there. You can hook to there. You can hook to there. You. I should have known. Okay, we're gonna have to take you out. Put the road in. We put the roads in first, shouldn't I? You can come out to there. You can hook to there. So what we've got to do now is get a conveyor over here. I think we could probably just put you in like that. Put there. So we've now got our iron ore coming into there. These are the refining processes. We've got iron here. Now the next thing I want to do is put in a train aggregate loading, and we're just going to sneak you in about there, like that, and then you're going to onto here. So strictly speaking, we're only ever going to really run one train up here, aren't we? We probably don't need anything too elaborate, so we can put you into there. What that will mean is that we've now got the ability to send the iron to Colville. We've got this here. What's the direction of the conveyors? Right, we've got an output from there. So I think what I'm thinking now is steel mills. Is where it gets messy because the steel mills themselves, connections are on that side. We could put the steel mills like that. Where's the road? The road is there. So we could put them this way, couldn't we? So that they're kind of looking this direction. And then we could feed in with the... I don't think I'm ever going to directly export the steel by train. I mean, I might put in an ability to do it. Yeah, I think if we put the steel mills here... Say one there. We flip that. Where's the road again? The road's there. Where's your road? It's the road. Road's up there. We can take the road out that way, can't we? I put... You've got a road there. Yeah, we can put the roads in that way. So we're going to put the two steel mills like that, facing each other. And then that means I can put you across with a road like that. And we can put in a... My instinct is that how many workers do we need in the steel mill? Let's just see. 500. Yeah, busing a lot of 500 people up out here is going to be a bit tricky, isn't it? I'm kind of thinking maybe we could put a tram system in. You can handle 600 passengers at a time. You can handle 1500. I think my instinct is to... We can't crowd this too much, but I think if we can put in a train station here, and then put a road connection there, won't we, for purposes of a fire truck. So we've now got a train station here. Makes me wonder if we actually need that, but let me just a bit of measuring. Whoops, no, it's this one, isn't it? Delete all points. Yeah, I think we'll probably need a possible bus. So what we'll probably do is bring these two online first, and then we might need a bus to go to this one. Right, so we got that there. This is getting complicated. What we're probably looking at is bringing the tram line across here. So, but I don't want to put that in until we've sorted out the other buildings that I want to put in here. So we've now got the two steel mills, and we need to get the conveyor belt systems in. Let me see. My instinct is just getting close. We can do that. Probably do this for the. We can do that one for. Do you for the coal. We need to take you off of here. You. Problem's going to be is we may have a problem with this road. So we got two supplies in here. This is a footpath, so we're going to need a road connection. I should have known, shouldn't I? We can give you a little bit of an angle. Problem is we're going to get crossing conveyors, aren't we? Go all the way round and come in this side, but that's going to be clumsy. Then again, we've got nothing round here, have we? So, but the trouble with that is that we'd have to change the angle of this one. So say for argument's sake I demolish that, and then we put in aggregate, large aggregate store, you round. So say for argument's sake we put you, I'll try and stretch you as far as possible. The only problem then is that we're going to have a we need to there's something else I haven't considered, is it? We need an output store for the steel. This is getting messy. Mod storage. We may need to push this one out a little bit, and what I want is a pretty big storage for steel. Where are you? 1000. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I think what we're going to do is take that one. Delete you. Yeah, I forgot completely all about the output area. And actually what we're going to do is really space these apart like that, because they'll still be in range of the station there. I can then put in a conveyor, and put in, possibly put, so we'll put a, so let me just see. And we can kind of put in a conveyor there. So, and then that's the wrong way around. We just remove that again. What we need here is a conveyor with the input like that. It's going to push this forward a little bit so that we keep away from that power feed as well. Actually, so I'm going to go like that because we're not going to come out here. So if I kind of push you like that, possibly it's going to be tight, isn't it? Just put you about there. Let's make sure that road connection is viable. Yep. So we've got that one coming out that way, and we can now, that's footpath, that's road. We can put I think in really close so I can see what I'm doing. Got that one there. We can then kind of come round the front like this, stick out a bit, and connect you up like that. And that means we can have a road system. Well, I'll take it. It means you can come out there, you can hook to there, and you can hook to there. That gets the coal into there. And what we're going to do now is go the opposite way to get a connection to the iron here. We are going to put a road across there and to there so that I can space this properly. Just going to put you there, and we're going to hook you up. You to there. Let's see if we can get a footpath connection from there to there. That could be dodgy, but we can go out the back and do a combined footpath like that. And then what we're going to need is a... Ooh. We're going to need a... We need to come in from here. We put in road connection 1 here. Like that. From there. Get you straight like that. Sure we can get the road out there, and that's good. We got that. Yeah, we got that. There's no connection there. So if we accept the conveyors for there, and we accept the footpath there. Now, as far as I know, traffic can't move through there, so from a fire perspective, we're going to need to kind of come out like that, put a road round the back like that. We're going to need a road connection that will come round here. We've now that's something else to consider. Okay. Sorry, you've got to go. So many things to think about. We'll probably just go out a little bit further like that. And we'll just put the crossover in as well. Not that it makes that much difference to the conveyor. What have we got? Get rid of you. And what we're going to have to do now is redo this conveyor. That was a road one. And it looks like we've managed to do it anyway, so we've got that there. And I'm aware that I've gone over time on this video, so just a quick recap. So we've now got the ability to bring coal up to deliver to here, which can then be fed into our 2 steel mills. We've got ability to process the coal iron ore that will come in from there. We've got a nice big storage capacity here, which will take the steel from our 2 steel mills. Now, I know some of you will say that, oh, you should connect it up to the rail network. I want to control my steel exports, because what we're going to get eventually is we're going to have a mechanical component factory here. We're going to have a vehicle production area, and also we're going to have a train production area, which will probably come off of here. Maybe what I might do is just, no, I think it'd be okay. Well, so what we'll probably have is a train production area in here, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Railway production facility that we're probably going to have there. And rather than connect them all up with factory connections, we're going to use trucks to control the actual supply of the steel to these various industries. But if the steel's coming out here at a really great process, because you've also got to remember is that we need to export the steel, so we're probably going to have a fairly complex set of rail tracks here as well. But we're going to get probably a rail production area here. Let's say we're going to have a, where is it, vehicle production as well. And I don't think electrical components needs a bit of steel, but I think we'll be shipping the steel to the electrical component factory. But what I will be doing is putting the mechanical components factory up here, probably over here, with its own input and output. And then what we'll be able to do is control, I mean, we could put one there. I don't like the idea. Oh, I suppose we could put this here like that off of the end here. Although that's going to cover up that road connection there. We could tuck it in. Can I flip that? Oh yeah, we could, couldn't we? Actually, I didn't intend to do this, but we could probably put a mech factory here, because what we could do then is actually control the mechanical component production. So well, yeah, I think I will put the mech factory in there. It kind of fits quite nicely. So put that there, and then storage, open store. We don't open store, we want a warehouse, don't we? I nearly made a mistake there. And what we can do is that round, put you there. And what we'll do is we'll just put a mech warehouse here. And your job, your job would be, so that gets our mechanical component production and our warehouse here. And there's a possibility that we may be able to put the train in. Actually, I suppose there is scope for going out that way. Let me just see. Actually, no, I've definitely got to stop, because this is going to be a 2-hour video. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do off camera is explore the options for putting out a possible export line going out this way. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.